Hey guys, got a bit of a video tonight on the Zoolana tokenomics that they've released in the last couple of days. Now, I had these guys on stage and I'll put that link down below for the AMA. I'm super impressed with the team. I've been following this game for a long time and I really love what I see. They didn't have the best sales on their NFT. And this is the Alpha Reds. They want to sell this out, then they're going to launch out the Alpha Blue. 2 Solana, 8555. If they had have launched this 4 to 6 weeks ago, we'll say maybe 2 to 4 weeks ago, it would have sold out. They are a well-structured team, and they want to be doing this game without VC investors. Now, obviously, they've got a big studio. I think it is Arrow Studios, but they've got a big game development company, and to get the game made is going to cost money. You can't make games without money. They have to raise that money. So you either do it through VCs or you do it in getting your NFT sold out. So they went to the table. They've spent a good week and a half nutting out what they could do. They've had plenty of suggestions from the crowd. The crowd is still very much behind them. And I was in there tonight having a bit of a yarn. I do love this graphic. I'm going to use that for my for my thumbnail. There's a lot of really hardy information in this white paper for the tokenomics. So what you can see here, Zoolana, I don't think they've got a ticker for it yet. So maybe put some suggestions down below. We can send them over and see what they reckon. But obviously Zoo's probably going to be gone, I'd imagine. Maybe Lana, ZL token, I don't know, have some fun with it. But SBL token, obviously good. Now, it shows you with Zoolana, rewards for playing, staking, and contributing towards the players' community and the creators, and then you spend it back. So you're sending it back to Zoolana, play, spend, craft, trade, plus proposals voted with tokens. Now this is pretty important. I wasn't completely aware of how far the DAO worked for them with their tokens, but they've got some pretty cool information. Like I said, have a good read of this whole article. But additionally, both primary and secondary marketplaces inside Zoolana will require the use of Zoolana's native token. 5% of all primary marketplace transactions and 20% of all secondary marketplace transaction fees must be paid in the Zoolana's native token. These tokens will be automatically sent to a rewards pool and distributed back to active participants in the game. So they have talked about later on they may actually make that a smart contract, so it might go to an AMM, something like that, and do an automatic swap. So, you know, if you go and buy something for $100, then it does that automatic 5 or 20% for you. But that means the economy is ticking over. Tokens will also act as a tool for voting on in-game resolutions, like the proper application of the funds in the Community Development Fund. These are just some of the applications. Now, players will be rewarded with tokens for qualifying game behavioural participation. This will vastly improve player retention as well as provide a way for players to play and earn. Align incentives, regulate and sustain the economy. So what was that one? Tokens will be required to mint NFTs in Zoolana. In this way, Zoolana will be able to build a sustainable play and earn environment where in-game assets aren't created endlessly without expense. So what that is, if you remember back to the AMA, if you have 2 level 1 Zannies, you can meld them together and it becomes a level 2 Zanny. That's going to cost you in-game tokens and possibly some kind of in-game resources to go with it. I'm guessing then you're going to need 2 level 2s, which would technically be 4 level 1s to make a level 3. Now that's a guess, whether they do it linear or exponentially, however they do it, that's a bit of a guess. What's happening there is they're getting usages of coins, and that's adding a deflationary mechanism into the coin itself. It costs you game tokens to be able to improve your characters. 10 billion tokens. Again, we see the Zoolana tokens mentioned. Now you see here IDO 3.5%, private sale 4.5%, NFT allocation 6%. So this is pretty interesting. You've got advisors, team, community development. Now that's a big one. So that's community. That's going out to people playing and supporting the game. And then 36% play and earn. that's not a whole lot of private sale. That is super low. 18% for teams are going anywhere from really 15 to 25%. So that's in the middle. That's good. But 6% to the NFTs. So if you are an early supporter, that's in effect you are getting in as an early token purchaser. Now it's saying there 6%, 600 million will be airdropped, and they're doing this. How do you get it? Every month for 3 months post IDO. So you're actually not getting it straight away. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be taking snapshots every 2 weeks, I believe it was. Snapshot every other week, bi-weekly. And it takes it at your address. So I did ask one super important question today was, if you have one type of NFT, say you've got a tiger, but you really want to get a rhino, if you swap those two NFTs from one snapshot to the next, it actually won't affect. They'll just see the fact that you've got an alpha red. Because to me, I've kind of gone, well, I got the bear first one, and you know, I love playing a feral bear in World of Warcraft, so I'd love to get the 3 different flavor texts and have all 3 of the bears. But if I go on mint, then obviously you've got 5 different characters, you've got 3 different flavor texts, you've got a 1 in 15 chance of getting the ones you're chasing. So if you want to change or swap things out, then there's going to be an option to do that without hitting any hindrance. So it talks about that snapshot. Now that's super important to read properly. I'm not going to go over it too much, but it is every 2 weeks, and there's 10 snapshots. So if you get rid of it, dump it, and come back to buy in later at a cheaper cost, then you're not going to be getting these tokens. So it's a way of making sure people hold on to these and don't tank the prices, keep the interest built, or people study it and go, shit, I'd like to buy in. Plus, numbers and stuff are going to be worked out then down the track on how many tokens you're getting. Private sale tokens will unlock monthly over 36 months, starting monthly from the IDOs. They're not big. The only one I had that I saw was, it's about, where was it? All right, we'll keep going through it. 3.5% of the IDO, April 2022. Doesn't actually have a price base there, but I know from having read it that the price you're going to be getting of, no, that information came out later. So this is, I've only read this once, and I'm going for a video tonight because I've been pretty slack with getting my videos out. I want to make sure I'm pumping these out. So IDO is 3.5%, community development 25% of the total supply. So 2.5 billion tokens will be rewarded the community on a discretionary basis. Now keep in mind they've talked about having a DAO governance. So when it says discretionary basis, you've got to be careful about putting those kinds of things into a white paper, but keeping in mind that tokens will be stored in the treasury and will be used to incentivize players that help grow the community and the game development. Some examples can be referrals, managing the community, content creation and community participation, third-party development, competition rewards. In the long term, the allocation of these incentives will be voted on so the community can decide how they are allocated. It talks about the play to earn breakdown. Now 36%, a third of their tokenomics are going to be going into their play to earn. That sounds impressive. Obviously, we need to see more information come game out. But every week there'll be a fixed number of tokens released from the rewards pool via a smart contract. These tokens will be distributed to all players who were active and meet the reward criteria. These rewards may change over time depending on the game's user acquisition. The intention is to reward dedicated players based on how active they are. Some examples of game behaviors and criteria that will be used to quantify account progression, combats round played, account in-game activity, completion of daily quests. Team, 18%. Now, 10% will unlock immediately after the IDO, while the rest unlock monthly over a period of 3 years. Seems to be a recurring figure of the 3 years. What I don't like about this and putting it out there is 10% unlock immediately. Now, if you haven't studied the team, if you haven't studied the game, you won't realise they've funded a lot of this game themselves. They've taken it out of their own pocket. They've not gone to VCs, and they need to recoup that at some stage. So you've got to make sure if you're getting in, don't make just bold judgments. Actually have a bit of a look. We see a little bit of a funny rainbow, which shows you some pictures of the graphs, and it gives you a bit more of an idea. So the play to earn, they unlock 15% straight away, and then 85% gets vested over those 3 years. This was cool, having a bit of a read at the end of here. Forms of token utility, creating in-game assets. So examples, fusing, so that's when you meld the two NFTs together, and then crafting, working together with your clan to collect resources to craft tradable items. Whenever tokens are spent to create a new asset, a portion of those tokens are removed to the rewards pool to be redistributed back to token holders. So that was cool seeing that. Obviously, it's a loop. So some of it's going back into the pool, some of it's coming out. It's deflationary. When you look at it and you actually think about it and read it through, it's got ways of staying to keep tokens going in the game forever, which is awesome. Skipping wait timers. In mobile RTS games, players will wait for their troops to train, their buildings to finish, and their characters to heal back to full health before they can engage in combat again. They're also given the option to skip the wait time at the expense of some in-game currency. Games like Clash of Clans have long since popularised the use of microtransactions to skip waiting periods between combat phases. Zoolana will feature a similar mechanic for players, with Zoolana tokens offering players the ability to skip wait timers for a variety of different elements of gameplay. At least 50% of the tokens spent will be redistributed back. So it is a very massive part of Clash, and so many other games. You spend gems in Clash, and you might spend 10 gems and boost all of your barracks. So you might have a 2-hour period where you're going to be playing and you want to battle on quick, bang, you pop out 10 gems and you smash it out. This was funny here. A revelation. So I've not heard of this before. A revelation will be unlockable permanent in-game boost that allows players to level up their Zanny beyond the in-game level cap. These power-ups will cost tokens, and at least 50% of these tokens will be returned to the rewards pool. So that, I wonder how that's going to work with game balancing. When you're doing PvP, when you're doing clan battles, when you're doing the 3 clan battles, the inter-clan battles, that'll be interesting. They talk about how they might do a automatic purchase system there. Voting on proposals, tokens will also be used as a tool at various proposals related to the Solana ecosystem. It does have... Now this is about the staking. This page here had a lot of information on it. So tokens in the reward pool will be given away via active staking, where players can stake and actively participate in the game to receive rewards. There will be 3 stages of staking. Active staking stage 1, alpha red staking. Alpha red NFTs will provide their holders with numerous benefits, including not only monthly airdrops, but the ability to stake the NFT in exchange for the token reward paid to its owner. This token reward will be adjusted based on multiple factors, one of which will be the total weekly token reward being distributed to players. As players increase, the token distribution increases, alpha red holders' distributions will increase. This ensures, and the reason being is you've got more coins in the ecosystem, but your alpha holders is still the same. So it's more tokens in for the same amount of holders. It means more money. Vote plus stake. Tokens will be distributed to everyone in the staking pool who votes on game decision proposals. Now this talks about how if you don't vote, you don't get paid. So obviously votes will need to have a certain minimum, and you're going to earn rewards for actually governing and helping the progression of the game. Play and stake, this was a good one here as well. Tokens will be distributed to everyone who accomplishes certain goals related to normal gameplay. The structure will be designed to grow and enhance the overall game. And it talks, the definition of playing the game is intended to require active participatory behaviour in the game. This may include in-game activities and achievements that require a certain amount of playtime per week before they're rewarded. To build a more cooperative community, token holders will be able to delegate to other players in exchange for sharing a percentage of their token rewards. Implementing this change may require passing a community vote and will be subject to development timelines. So they're talking about having sponsors, and to me that ticks one of my things straight away. I'm super keen on that. Having sponsors is good and beneficial for games because it creates earning opportunities for people with lesser chances. This is a mobile game. This is going to be an easier game to play in some countries where they don't have huge computers and stuff like that. overall, I think this was an amazing white paper. Some of it can and may change, keeping in mind April 2022 before it's out. But I'm going to do another mint now. I'm actually going to mint 2 more. So I minted 1. I'll just pause the video because I've already been going for 15 minutes and I want to keep... Okay, lucky I did pause the video because it took me a few minutes to get about. I had to reset my wallets and stuff like that. And the transaction for Mercurial was just ever so slightly underneath the Sabre. That's normally what I find, the old Jupiter going to work there. So if you remember the numbers 7220, it's minted 7 in the last 20 minutes. So what you got to remember, this isn't going to be a short-term buy and flip. This isn't a project if you want to buy and flip. You've got to be wanting to stay in the hold for this for the long term. You're looking at April before the coins come out. But if you know anything about crypto gaming, if you've seen anything to do with the what am I getting at? Just trying to get this mint to go. It is a little bit slow. I remember off the first one. Coins I was talking about. So mint successful. And you can see the address for that, alpha.zoolana.io. If you're not sure about that, you can always go to their Twitter. Go to their Twitter. I'll put the link down below. I should do more habits of putting the links down. I normally get pretty good with it. But that's 2 mints, and then we'll go and have a look and see whether I can find what NFTs I got. Hopefully, I got myself a bear. Alright, I'm going to end the video there. Like I said, this isn't a short-term project. I'm confident in the team. I was happy to mint one at the start. I love the fact that they went and thought. They asked the community. They were very open with the community. The mints were low to start off with. And they've come back with a new plan. 6% of the tokens are going to now the Alpha Red holders. Monthly drops, forever of the game. Look, if this goes ahead and be a big gain, I think that 2 Solana is going to be absolutely amazing. So you're looking at $350 of coins at 0.05. Now, what have coins done? Star Atlas did 10,000%. Cryo was going monstrous. You know, Project Seed, Aurora, all of these coins are going absolutely burko. So, yeah, hope you guys like. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.